Hey, what's up, guys? It's JoeCool NYC here. I know a lot of you guys have been requesting a build video, so we're gonna start off with mine first. I know you guys are used to hearing Sandman's voice, but I'm gonna do my build first, and then Sandman's gonna do one a little later. Both of our builds are similar in a lot of ways, but they also differ a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with mine. And kind of break down a couple of the things I do have and how I like to run and play. Because, like I said, I know you guys have been asking for these videos, so we're gonna start off with mine first and take it from there. So we're gonna start off with the weapons I do carry first. First being the anti-armor gamma gun. I use it for the rads to take down sentinel assassin people. The radiation damage is crazy. My fun weapon is the anti-armor boxing glove. Again, anti-armor and 40% faster swing speed is the way to go. My bread and butter here is the anti-armor hardened shotgun. This I can't explain enough of how strong this weapon is against fighting people. My normal anti-armor punching weapon, the anti-armor power fist, again with the swing speed. I do have an anti-armor power handmade, again with the bullets exploding in the anti-armor. Can't stress how much anti-armor is important. For my sentinel assassin setup, pretty much every single piece is going to be sentinel assassin. We're going to have the same reduced damage while standing. Reduced damage while not moving, plus the minus 8% damage from players. Sandman and myself are pure sentinel assassin players, so for PvPing, this is the way to go. Or if you want to use Cavaliers does the reduced damage while moving. I do have my under armor is a shield urban operative on armor. I do want to change that to get some more defense going. We're going to now head into some of the cards that I do use to get a little more into the build. You have my strength here, of course, max out strength if you're going to be a melee shotgun type of build. That's just how it goes. I use Iron Fist for the punching power. Blocker when I'm fighting against melee people. This is something you do want to have. Incisor is really important. 75% armor ignore is really important. Plus with the anti-armor you already have on your power fist and boxing glove, it just hits up even more. My perception, because I do use the rifles, I do have 10-2 perception. Of course, with all the rifle cards, upgrade it to max. I have them on automatic because my handmade is automatic, and I do put the 1 to tank killer. Can't stress enough about adamantium skeleton that you just saw. Adamantium skeleton, what we've tested, kind of stops the knockback damage you do get when getting hit. It does come in very handy. I change my charisma now and then from hard bargain to travel agent, which I'll discuss a little later. Agility, I do have enforcer for the knockback with the shotgun. Can't stress enough, having a shotgun and having a enforcer is again really critical, especially if you're fighting sentinel assassins. You'll knock them back. Secret agent is really going to help with the stealth boys now. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I do have to run it. That's how people are playing. Bloody Mess, a really important card to have. 15% more damage. Every little bit counts. Class Freak is for the mutations as well as starch jeans. Everyone, in my opinion, should have Class Freak and starch jeans on because it just makes sense to have, especially if you have mutations. Now, when I do run the shotgun, I do change my cards up a little bit depending on the situation. If I'm getting some really good PvP players going in, what I'll do is I'll actually knock off some strength cards. So what I'll do is I'll take off my blocker, and I have one for every shotgun category, giving me 30%. Doesn't make sense to upgrade one to only get 25 when you can do one of each and get 30. So that's a good little tip mathematically you can do. So now instead of 25 for shotgunning, I have an additional 30. What I'll do with charisma when I'm getting really serious with PvP, I'll take off my selling stuff and I'll put on tenderizer. It makes them take more damage. I put on rad sponge just for a team sharing to reduce radiation, and I usually will throw on bodyguards because I'm always running with Sandman, so any extra damage and energy resist I can get is going to help out in the fight. So that's usually what I like to do best. I want you to notice one thing here that it's actually really important. I want you to notice my boxing glove only has 179 damage, but I want you to notice the condition. It's not overcharged. Now, overcharging your weapon is going to give you more damage. Now, we just saw that it's at 179 damage, so I'm going to go ahead and put on my weapon artisan card to increase the conditioning of the gun to try to get it to 200% condition. And watch what happens when I get it to 200%. Again, we have it at 179. It's about maybe 90% conditioning. So I'm going to overcharge it now, and you're going to watch what happens. Okay, we're going to get the full overcharge here. Bang. Now let's look at what the damage is. We're going to notice that the damage is now at 208. I went from 179 to 208 damage. That's going to be really important with all of your weapons, no matter what your build. Try to keep your weapons at 200%. Of course, it's going to, eventually wear down after time after using it. But as soon as it breaks that 100, like at 99, quickly overcharge it, and it's going to increase your damage 30 to 40 points easily. This is very important with PvP. You're going around punching people, shooting people, and then you're like, why am I not doing the damage I was doing before? Overcharge your weapons. Here's a little just a breakdown of my mutations that I have. Typical mutations, everybody knows adrenal reaction is kind of broken right now, but to typical mutations, one thing that you are going to notice is that I don't have strange in numbers on. That's going to help when you're with another teammate. It's going to make all your mutations stronger. So that's another reason why my damage doesn't look as high, is when I do play PvP with Sandman, he shares strange in numbers, and that increases all of my regular mutations, so my damage gets increased and all that, and it actually helps a lot. So we PvP, he shares that card out, so it's always good to PvP with someone else so that you can go ahead and get that just the extra damage. Every little bit of extra damage helps. So I hope this video helped out. If you have any questions about my build, go ahead and leave any questions in the comments. I'll try to answer them. Again, it's a really typical build, Sentinel Assassin build. It's been working for me. I do like it. There are Sentinel Cavalier players out there, but the biggest thing that I notice playing for myself that helps with this is having a shotgun if you're going to be melee, to help knock people back who are also using Sentinel Assassin. When you're going to hit somebody with a melee weapon, make sure you hit them first with your heavy attack. Hitting them with the heavy attack is going to stun them back, and you can quickly follow up with a regular hit. And this is why both my melee weapons have the swing speed, so I can get that quick heavy hit and then hit them right as soon as they get stunned with the regular hit. That's going to help you get rid of Sentinel Assassin players really quickly. Again, you'll see Sandman's video a little later on, but it's a little different than mine. Not much, a little. I think the biggest difference between both of ours is just really the weapons and the fact that I use rifle cards and he doesn't. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, any questions, leave a comment. Definitely, guys, subscribe, and catch you out there in the wasteland.